the sun is shining. Hey, the smile is bright. The skin is flawless. Brenda Jons. Hey. Hey, we blush, babe, we blush. Oh my God! Welcome to the trend, by the way.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited.
I'm very happy to have you in on the show. You slid in our DM like this, which you can see, by the way. We don't, it's very easy. You say you want to come on the show, and you get on the show. It's very simple. Brenda, I've been reading about your story. I've been following you online for such a long time. But for our viewers, I want us to take it back. I want you to tell us about your childhood, just a bit.
Just a bit about my childhood. I grew up with my grandmother, and my mom was hustling for the sake of me going to school. And moms want to give us the best life, so that was my mom. So growing up with my grandmother, she was more of a guardian than she could be my mom. So kwa hiyo harakati, something that has affected me until today happened, and that is rape. And the first time it's when I'm 5, second time I'm 12, and then when I'm in campus now. But apart from that, my childhood was fun. At least it was fun. Nilikuwa najua kuwa juu ya miti na kukula matunda.
Na kucheza michezo mingi sana. So where is that you grew up in? Where was that?
That's in Nyeri.
Oh, in Nyeri. Oh, okay. So nyinyi wale mlikuwa mnaona Nairobi kwa kitabu mkasema we are coming. We will be there. Ni wewe karibu Nairobi. Karibu Nairobi.
I was privileged.
So you had it's like you had two moms. You had your actual mom and you had your shosho. So how was your relationship with both of them, your mom and your shosho?
Actually, I love them both like they're my moms, and nothing can change. As in, I think I love them so much. The first people I think of is them. So yeah, we have a good relationship.
That's nice. Now, Brenda, this, sharing this story, especially given now your status, it must have not been easy. You think of the stigma, you think of the, it might trend, how will everyone take it? Why did you decide to share your story?
I think I'm one of the people who have always asked God for a platform to speak out for others and to be able to just stand in the gap for others. So I got to this place and I felt it was time I just let it out of my chest and just let the world know that they're not alone. And I think after that, so many people came out and said how they've gone through the same. They felt like I was a leader. And for once, I felt like I was a leader of a big group of people. So yeah, I think I did it for other people. I can say I'm a selfless person.
And it's very, very nice, man, for you to do that. There are a lot of other people who cannot come forward and talk about it. One, they have no platform, or, two, they just don't feel like they're there yet. But, if you can share with us, and I think, some of the things that people learn once you come out with a story like this, especially for the perpetrators, especially even just generally for a lot of men, they get to understand and see the other side of the victim. You've shared your story before, and now I want to talk about the emotional effect it's had on you. You said the very first time it happened, you were 5 years old. Too young to understand and comprehend, the gravity of what was taking place. But what effect did it have on you emotionally?
I didn't, at 5 years old, I don't know if this thing is wrong, it's normal. I didn't even know what this person was doing to me until I'm all grown up and I'm having nightmares, until I'm all grown up and I'm angry at people, especially men. And I can't even stay in a relationship because I feel like this is a monster. I'm in class, and even if a male lecturer is here, I'm feeling, oh my God, what's going to happen? Every time I want to panda a matatu, I have to count the number of men in the matatu before I enter. That's when I realized this thing is really bad, and it has affected me real good. So I was angry, I was pissed off, I was bitter. And it got to a place of me wanting to revenge on men. And I wanted to make sure that every man I encounter felt used. The same way I had felt used, I wanted them to feel the same way and be in my shoes. And so that ended up making me feel more empty than even fulfilled. I've not even to talk about depression, even self-harm. I used to cut my hand so bad. I don't know if anyone at home can see that. I still have marks on my hand. I used to cut my hand. Even to late last year, I was still doing it because I was still so traumatized. And for the longest time, I didn't even know who I was because I was defined by my pain. I don't even know how I can say I got out of that place, but it was really bad. I mean, it was super, super bad.
Yeah. And Brenda, when you talk about cutting yourself, this is something that a lot of people don't actually discuss or talk about, but there are very many young women and men as well who cut themselves. How did you get into, that's what you would do to sort of like feel something? Because I hear that that's why you do it, to feel something, right?
Yeah. I feel like everyone who's going through trauma has a way of releasing their pain. And some people may hit walls, some people may scream out, some people may whatever you want. And I think I had a story of someone who used to cut their hand. So when I started doing it, it was subconscious. And in that moment, you're cutting yourself. You're not even aware of what you're doing until the time you feel pain and you're like, what did I do to myself? And it feels very bad afterwards. But then I think it's just a way of releasing that pain. I thought when I see that blood, it's like something is leaving me. That's what I thought. And because I had talked about it a bit and I was still feeling, it's like you guys are not getting what I'm saying. You're not understanding my pain, So I thought cutting my hand would be my solution.
Yeah.
But instead, of course, it's not that thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah. But now you've said that you've stopped.
Yeah,
How did you get to stop? Maybe for the viewers who are watching and they also do that. What did you do to stop? How did you get to this point where you're like, you know what, I don't need to do that anymore?
Therapy has really done good for me because in therapy, I'm able to, what do I say? I'm able to interact with my real self, and I'm able to like distinguish this is me being, this is my, what do I say, my alter ego, this is me, the real person, and maybe this is the defense mechanism that I have put. Because let me just give a short story of how one time I was drinking with my friends, and then when I got super, super drunk, I started saying that I'm a man. And in that moment, I didn't know that that's what I was saying. I was super drunk, I was gone. So I kept saying, I am a man, I can defend myself, I am strong, I can do it. And then the following day, my friends are telling me, hey, Brenda, manze, why last night you were saying that you're a man? Kwani, what happened? Why would you say that? So I felt so bad. And then I discussed it with my therapist, and she told me that defense mechanism. I was just saying that to make the men in the room feel like I'm strong and I'm not to be played with. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Like I can defend myself in case it gets there.
Yeah, just before you men think of doing something like that, just know that I am strong and I am a woman and I can defend myself. It's something like that I was trying to do without even knowing it. So alcohol just brought it out to the world, and it brought it out to the surface for me to actually know that I am still scared. I'm still that young girl scared of if these men, because they are drunk, what if they decided to molest me right now? So I was just trying to push them out before they thought about it. So,
and that sort of thought never really goes away. Where you feel when you're in a room full of men, when you're in a bus, when you're in class, when you look around and all of a sudden there are 3 guys and you're the only chick, immediately you think, oh my days, I think they're going to try and do something. Who, if you can tell us, Brenda, because I'm not sure what you're comfortable with sharing, and you're 100% okay to share what you want and you can leave out what you don't want. Who were the perpetrators? Were they close family? Were they friends? Who were they?
The first one, when I'm 5, is my uncle, my mother's cousin. I think he used to work at home. The second one was an uncle who had married in our home. So that's like my mother's brother-in-law. And then the third person is actually a pastor, and he was in Nairobi Chapel, but I think he got fired or something. I don't know. And actually recently, let me just share this out. Recently, a man I was trying to date actually tried to do it again. And he is from the church. He actually has a position in the church that I go to. So, I mean, yeah, it's people close to me, people I knew. They were not even strangers. To me, I have not had this experience with a stranger. It's actually people that I knew. Yeah.
People, and people who you trust. And if I
Yeah.
haven't said this, I just want to say now, it doesn't define who you are. I am so sorry, and my heart breaks for you and every other woman who's ever gone through this. It's not something that anyone ever wants to experience. It completely changes you, how you relate to people, how you live. And the fact that you've now come out, you're inspiring thousands of other girls. I cannot commend you enough. You've inspired me to share other stories because someone gets to learn from it. Have you faced any stigma, Brenda, because of you coming out and sharing the story?
Actually, I have.
You have?
When I shared my story. Yeah, I shared my story last year. I had Instagram guys were cool, YouTube guys were cool, but Facebook, oh my God. I think I got all sorts of insults from you, Facebook. Like, did you get an orgasm? Did you enjoy that? You celebrities are just not after too kiki, you just want more followers. I got lots of nonsense from people. And I think I've developed thick skin. I just read them and like, okay. I know my story. I'm not sharing this to get your attention. I'm just hoping this reaches out to a heart out there and to let them know they're not alone. So yeah.
Ni muhimu sana. Ni muhimu sana. Hiyo kwanza iko expected. Wase wa Facebook kwanza wanakuanga special. Lakini kama ulipata love Twitter, we at least yako watu walikuelewa kwa sababu Twitter pia inakuanga ni nyingine Brenda Jons. Inakwambia they pierce at your soul, at your actual soul. But you know, this also just goes to talk to parents. Make sure that you know who you're leaving your children around. You know, have these conversations with your children so that they can come to you and tell you. Some people, you know, they sort of like blackmail children. They play at their naivety. And, you know, thanks to you now, you have a foundation where people can sort of reach out, call, and find out more information. Please tell us about your foundation, Brenda.
So I started the Brenda Jons Foundation a few weeks ago, and I've really been fighting and making the noise on social media for, like, to make sure I get the attention of many people. And actually I have. So Brenda Jons Foundation came from a place of pain, and I just felt I don't need to be shut out anymore. I need to be heard. And by me being heard, it means every other victim to be heard. Because I think even Gava has just made this whole thing look like a common thing. We have normalized it.
Yeah.
You know, even the victims, I think when they share their stories, they don't want to mention who did it to them because they are scared. And so we are simply normalizing this whole thing every single day. So the Brenda Jons Foundation is to tell the people, any victim, a woman, a man, anyone who's gone through it, that it is okay to speak out and there's no shame in asking for help. It's okay to ask for help. And that help is us. Yeah.
And how can people reach you, get to the foundation, contact you?
We have a helpline number. That's, maybe it's you place that word, 0100 37150. 01100 37150.
Yeah.
So
Domestic violence cases have also gone on the rise right now, Brenda. Is that also yet another? Oh, okay. So you also support women and men who are going through that?
Yeah. So we have social media platforms as well. I've not said that people can DM us and just talk to us, what their experience and everything. Also, when I deal, it's hard for me to work with men. So I have a boy, and he's dealing with the men's side of this whole thing. And mostly I'm handling the ladies. So
Oh no. Has she just disappeared on us? Unfortunately, because of... Oh no, she had... Oh, there she is. I hope she's going to get back. Oh, there you go, Brenda. Yes, go on, yeah? Oh no. It happens though. It's all right. It happens, unfortunately. But if you are a victim of rape, if you have experienced one of the worst possible things that any woman could ever go through, please do reach out to Brenda Jons Foundation. You are not alone. That situation does not define who you are. It shouldn't take away from the very person that you are. You're way much more than just that one experience. And even though it feels like the darkest and the lowest moment of your life, you will overcome and you will come out on, you know, just on in a much better place. And if you just get through, and man, it's one of the most difficult things to ever sort of like talk to someone about, because you can never really understand it. But as my heart breaks, please just reach out to Brenda Jons. Don't feel alone. Don't feel like it defines you. Once again, it's not who you are. All right. So please stop rape, and please stop normalizing rape culture and comments on social media about rape. This could happen to anyone, your mom, your sister, your own daughter. It is not funny.